Don't the moon look lonesome shining through the trees? Don't the dee da 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 da. Tampico, Tampico. When I learned that a club just down the street from where I lived was booking these jazz artists, so I went over one night and I watched them, and I was really impressed. Because when you sit in a club like that, you're maybe 20 feet away from the artist. So I went over to the owner, told him about myself and how I like to take some pictures. He said, "Oh, go ahead, I don't care."
There's an ability to appreciate them at a lot of different levels, as a work of art, as telling a story about the music, telling a story about Cleveland, because these were all photographed in a couple of different spots in Cleveland, but mostly in a place called Lindsay's Sky Bar.
They show a certain sense of intimacy and a certain sense of knowledge about the spirit of jazz that I thought was quite forward-thinking for that particular time.
They represent moments frozen in time by some of the great artists of this art form.
I love jazz music, and I was one of the early birds in the music theme at that time to have or make my own hi-fi system in which we played records. From Louis Armstrong, Dizzy Gillespie, Stan Kenton, Anita O'Day. I didn't know anything about those artists. I was just a kid from Ohio U.
Frank only took pictures of jazz artists for a period of about a year and a half, around 1953. He was a professional photographer who worked for what is now UPI.
I used a press camera, which was the 4x5 speed graphic. I mean, it was a big camera.
If he missed that shot, he would have to take off his film holder, cock his film, reload it. So it's really unusual for me to see somebody who took a large format, which is, for glamour, Hollywood images, and then to combine it very successfully with the decisive moment, snapshot.
I wanted free ball, free thinking type of photographs. I'd set up 2 cross lights, one on each side and one in the back light, and all the cords went to my camera. I could plug in all 3 lights to go on, or any one of them. The lighting effect made the pictures. I finally realized, hey, I must be onto something.
Just his life, I think is really interesting too. Moving out to LA, learning how to do glamour portraits, then moving back to Cleveland, working for the press, all self-taught. He was able to pull out basically everything that he was able to learn during his course of his life.
The pictures, I think, go with the era. Sometimes you want to see what people, look like. You have a favorite player. Where is he from? And all. What does his embouchure look like?
Just having the artist show up to kind of like crown this donation, it couldn't be any better.
This is something that just has an immediate impact. You look at the image and you immediately take something away from that.
Certainly it means a lot to have this collection because they're one of a kind.
Oh, I'm the Dean of the Conservatory. It's such a great pleasure to have you here.
This has become a very valuable part of what he did during his life because it has so much resonance with what we appreciate today, both in terms of jazz, in terms of famous artists, and in terms even of history.
This is one of the things that suddenly began to occur to me as I was getting older. And what's going to happen with all this?
Frank came to the realization that Oberlin was the right place to have the collection when he heard about our new jazz building.
So I became intrigued with that idea and studied a little more, and I said, hey, this is the place.